Hey Fae folk, welcome back. So for today's video, we're going to be doing an unboxing of the Barbie signature tribute to fashion doll, and I am so excited to be here. I'm sorry for getting loud. I hope my mic's okay, but I'm so excited. This is like a big thing, first of all, because how long has it been since I've done a Barbie unboxing? Like, it has to have been ages. I can't even remember the last doll that I unboxed on this channel that was like a Barbie. But also the other big thing is I think this is my first ever brand new Barbie collector doll that is like properly mine. I do have other collector Barbies, but those are ones that I've bought secondhand or that you lovely folks who have been kind enough to send to me. But like, as far as I remember, I'm 99% certain that I've never bought a Barbie collector doll for myself. The only exception is the Mojo Dojo Casa House Ken, but that is like technically my husband's doll. At most, we share custody. So like I feel like that doesn't really count. This is like the first time I've bought a Barbie off of Mattel Creations for myself, and I'm so excited. Obviously, you're just seeing the box, so I'm sorry. I know the box is like really not exciting. Like it's just kind of blank here. It is like, you can probably hear that, right? It's heavy. Like it is cardboard, but it is quite a sturdy cardboard. So yeah, I'm super hyped for this doll. I already like took a little peek at her because of course I did. She literally arrived like an hour ago. I was going to get ready to film a different video and then she arrived and I was like, scrap that. We're doing this one instead. So let's go ahead and do the big reveal. She just has like a little flap here that's like magnetized. So again, it's pretty sturdy packaging here, but then we can undo it and we can see the doll. I'm not even looking at her, but y'all are. And she's so pretty. So the way that the box unfolds is pretty cool. I'll like get into all the details, obviously. But this front panel opens, but then this little side panel also opens up. So we've got an extra photograph of the doll here. Obviously on this side, it's like mostly her face. I don't know if I'll read all this out. I'll read it out and then I'll edit it out if I decide that's too much. You can either pause on screen, depending on how I edit this, to like see the image of the words, or I'll be reading it out to you. I don't know what it's going to look like in post yet, but you know, it's fine. But yeah, I like that both sides do pull out because she is kind of like facing the corner. Also, I'm sorry, I'm sure there's going to be a ton of glare from my lights. We're going to unbox her, so like you're going to get to see her. But if you are someone who wants to keep your dolls in box, I like that she opens up on both sides so that you can kind of like get a good view of her. I just think that's a really nice way that they've designed the box. Because at first, if you follow me on Instagram, I posted on my story and was like, oh, it's kind of weird that she's like facing away from you, because I didn't realize this also comes open and like has a little clear panel here. So I do think that that is a nice touch for inbox collectors. And then her little tribute to fashion moment over here says Barbie escapes back in time with a tribute to fashion, a celebration of couture throughout history. Donning soft pink, Barbie makes her striking grand debut at the gala ball. All eyes lay on her as she steps into the soiree wearing a romantic floral jacquard gown with delicately tearing touches. This is really hard to read. Like, I'm like a very quick reader until I have to read out loud, and then I can't do it. Anyway. The dress has puff sleeves and a balloon skirt stitched high to reveal frothy layers of pink petticoat and satin knee-high boots. Frothy is a great word. I'm going to have to include this because it's just so funny to me. Her pink papillote? I don't know. I'm so sorry. Her pink curls are piled tall and tied with a little black bow that brings out her dark, smoky eyes. A frilly pearl choker and dangling drop earrings complete her exquisite look. With her mesh fingerless gloves and nails painted deep rose, Barbie extends her hand to have this dance. Wow, what a struggle to read all that. But like, this is such a pretty doll, and I'm so excited about her. Did I reference her when I did my Barbie core video? I don't remember, but I talked in a Barbie core video about how I love that Barbie seems to be leaning back into their very like pink aesthetic. And I feel like I'm very much kind of entering my Barbie era. Obviously I have this girl, I have another one on order. There's a couple other Barbies that I want that are going to be coming out. So like, I don't know, this just feels like a big purchase for me. Like, first of all, she was $100. So like, she was literally a big purchase. Plus I had to buy the Barbie membership to get her. Like, that's how much I love her, is I literally gave in and bought the membership for this doll specifically. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is momentous in a lot of ways for me because it's the first Barbie on the channel in a while. It's my first like collector Barbie that I've bought for myself. And also I feel like she is like the first doll to arrive, at least. It's kind of ushering in this new era of interest for me in Barbie. So obviously I'm super excited. I'm sure you've been able to tell. But like I said, I am going to unbox her regardless of the pretty packaging. Like I might try to keep some portions of it, or like maybe I'll see if I can keep the whole box and like stand her back up in the box after unboxing. But I have to get my hands actually properly on this doll. So I'm going to go ahead and unbox her off camera right quick, and then we will like get everything set up so that we can take a look at her and all of her details and like feel the textures and everything, and hopefully have just an absolutely wonderful time. So I will see you guys in a moment. Oh shoot, I just did my outro and I forgot I was supposed to do my rubric. I do think this is like a complete side note, sorry. I think I'm gonna revamp my rubric a little bit because I think that my like threshold for buying the doll is maybe a little bit too low. But regardless of that, the way that I would score this Barbie is I would give her a 4 on the emotion. I'm very hesitant to give 5s in emotion, just in general, but I would give her a 4 in emotion. Need to customize, she does get a 5. I don't plan on doing anything different to her. Quality, she's going to get a 4 because I know she is on, I think, the model Muse body, so the articulation is going to be pretty limited there. Number of pieces I like, she gets a 5. And then uniqueness, for me, she gets a 5. That is kind of like harder when it comes to Barbie. Like that was more a category that I made for like Monster High dolls, because like you might get several Draculaura releases, right? And it's kind of like, okay, well, she's inherently going to be a little less unique because she's the same character. With Barbie, I feel like that's a little bit harder, but she's very different than anything that I own, so I feel justified giving her a 5. So if I'm doing my on-the-fly math correctly, that means she got a whopping 23 out of 25 points. So even though I do think that I maybe need to be a little harsher with my rubric and maybe up like the criteria a smidgen there, she definitely is like a good purchase. I feel solid about this purchase. So now we can actually get into the unboxing. Okay, we've gotten her all unboxed. There's not really much to go over before we get into the actual doll, but she does come with her little certificate of authenticity, which, you know, it sure is a certificate of authenticity. I always keep these like just in case, but for the most part, they kind of just exist in a little tub. So not the most exciting part. We can forget about that for now. She does have her stand here, and it is one of those like, I think technically this would be considered a saddle stand still, but it's one of those saddle stands that like clips her legs in. So it's like significantly more secure in my experience than a traditional saddle stand that goes like between the legs, because it's like her thighs go in there. And so she's kind of locked in a little bit more. We'll be putting her on that later. But for now, we have to take a look at the doll. I'm so excited to have her. She's so pretty. I love her makeup. Like, it's so dramatic and so beautiful, but also it still has that pinky tone to it. Like, this whole Barbie is just so on theme, and I just love her so much. I'm very relieved that it looks like I got a decent screening. I'm like examining real quick. But I feel like she looks pretty solid, which is always a relief when you order something online, especially when you're spending like this much money on a doll. Like even with Monster High dolls for like $25 when I order online, I'm like, wow, I hope I got a good face. But especially for something like this, I'm like, I'd be panicking if I got a bad face. So I'm very, very glad to see that she's looking real cute. She's got her beautiful, like rosy pink hair, definitely extremely gelled. Like these curls are held in place. I might risk trying to wash her hair. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if that's like an unpopular thing to do with collector Barbies, because it's like, realistically, a lot of people wouldn't even take her out of the box. And here I am being like, I'm going to get her wet. But like, I don't know. I like to have hair that like I feel good touching. And it's very not touchable. I get it. It's like meant to be a display piece in the box. But yeah, she's got the black ribbon that was mentioned in the description. It is held in with a T-tie, it looks like. You obviously can't see it because of how poofed her curls are. You kind of just get like the ends of the ribbon. So that doesn't super bother me. But like if for some reason you got this doll and you wanted to freestyle her hair, like the ribbon would kind of be in the way, or like you'd be able to see the T-tie holding it. So I don't really know how applicable that is. But here we are. Then her earrings, they do have these protective little like plastic pieces in that I do plan on taking out. I just wanted you to like be able to see that they are there. I love that they're actually dangly. Like, I mean, for $100, I would hope so. But it's just something that I really, really appreciate, because you don't always see that on collector dolls, even if they are extremely expensive. So I just, I love the fact that they actually dangle. They also are really pretty. Like the gold into the pearls, I think is a really, really nice design. I feel like it matches her dress and everything very well. I just super appreciate the detail there. Then we get into her stack of necklaces, which high key was a large portion of why I wanted to buy this Barbie, because I just felt like the jewelry was so, so pretty on her. Like, obviously, she's got a gorgeous dress, and we're gonna talk all about it. Don't worry. But like a lot of it to me was the jewelry, just because I do feel like it kind of stands out in terms of quality. She's got this kind of like rough sort of necklace here where it's like more of a choker. It's very, very tight to her neck, pearls along the middle, but it is like actual proper fabric here. And I think that's super, super lovely. And then she has kind of like a combo necklace. You can see in the back that they are attached, where one strand of it is this gold chain and then one strand is pearls. And it's just so pretty. And the fact that it's loose and like it's, you know, beaded and everything, like it just feels so much more luxurious than like just a basic kind of molded necklace. And molded necklaces are totally chill for Playline dolls. Like, do not get me wrong, they have a time and place, and I love them dearly sometimes. But again, for like a collector level doll, it just feels so nice to have this jewelry feel more like realistic and more luxurious. And that was a big, big selling point for me, just because I think that that's like, it's a very tiny detail and I really appreciate it. It just feels really intricate and really nice. And I'm really excited about it. But then we get down to her dress. She is kind of like stuck in this sort of pose. Again, she has the Model Muse body, so she can move at the shoulder. Like I can move her arms up and down like that or out a little bit. But the elbow stays bent. So she does kind of like permanently have her little arm cocked on her hip there. Very sassy. We love that. And then this one stays out straight. The dress is so, so beautiful. I don't even know where to begin with it. The fabric, I guess, is like a good place to start. This is such a nice fabric. And like, again, it's something that maybe you would expect for a collector doll for the fabric to feel nice, but it really truly does feel so, so high quality. Like just obviously you can't touch it through the camera, but hopefully you can see how high quality it looks. And I can tell you that it feels fabulous. Like it feels thick and luxurious and so, so, so nice. We've got lace along the top here. The little like shimmering gold threads throughout is super, super pretty too. The like main layer of the dress does have, it's like kind of, it's technically two layers because it's sewn here and then it kind of goes over and sews over here. Does that make sense? I wish I knew more about sewing so I could use more technical terms for you. But I don't know. I think it looks nice. There's like a little bit of fabric that you can see under here where the like actually super nice fabric doesn't go all the way up, but that's like almost entirely hidden by the petticoats. Like I didn't even realize that until I had her in my hands. Then the petticoat, just like some pink and some white tulle kind of like alternating. You can't even really tell. Like it looks very one color when it's on camera, but when you separate it, I mean, you're not going to be able to tell because my little hands are probably going to blend in with both colors. But there's like pink, and then this is white, and then this is pink. And then if I can get it, this is white. So there's 4 layers of tulle there, which is super, super nice. I love the high-low here to just make it feel like a gown, but also you get to see some of the legs and the boot. It's so, so solid. Gosh, I don't even know like what to say next. I have so many thoughts, and I'm just like, what order do I even present them in? I think we need to address this sleeve. Like this sleeve looks real solid. There's like a little bow and everything on here. This one also has the bow. There is like a little bit of stickiness on her arm. And I think it's over here too, maybe. Oh, maybe not. Where like this was clearly supposed to be holding this up in like the exact position they wanted it to be in. But it has fallen a little bit. Like it's just not sticking quite the way they want it to. It's a little better now. I kind of got it to stick back on there. I don't know why like they did that to begin with. Like that's just kind of an interesting choice. It doesn't particularly bother me. I can definitely scrub off the stickiness if I want, or I can add like a little extra glue or something if I decide that I want to pop that on there. But it's just kind of an interesting thing to note that like in order to have the dress sit exactly how they want it to in box, apparently they used like a little sticky something or another. I don't know. It's a thing. It doesn't really bother me. It's just kind of there. I felt like I should mention it. She's got her little fingerless gloves. They do have like a plastic piece on the inside at the top, which I think is supposed to be like to help them stay like where they're supposed to stay. I don't really know. Like I can still move mine really easily. So I'm a little bit confused about that. Mine does feel like it's like it's tacked down. there's a little bit more stickiness underneath here if I kind of push my nail in there. And it's a little bit low down if I really want to be picky. Like it's supposed to go in between her fingers or like look like it's going in between her fingers. Mine's a little bit high up, but it's kind of whatever. This glove I have definitely more complaints about because if there was any tackiness, like I don't really feel anything left over. But if there was tackiness, it's completely gone. So it's just like free balling, just going all over the place. I can re-tack it down. It's not like a huge, huge issue. It's kind of just something I feel like I should mention because this was a pretty expensive doll. So the fact that I feel like maybe I might need to fix that a little bit is notable. But then we get down to the shoes. Sorry, Barbie, I'm not trying to like have you flash anybody, but I need to show off your shoes. So yeah, the Model Muse body where she's got the one leg that is bent here and then the other straight. So you can move her legs back and forth. You cannot move them out. It is like kind of awkward. Like she's meant to stay in one spot, right? Like this isn't a body that is designed for posing necessarily. Like she is in her pose and like you can't really repose her, but I knew that going in, so I'm not complaining. The shoes, so nice. I was like a tad bit worried. I'm gonna like set her just for a second. I was a tad bit worried going into this. The only like reservation that I had with this doll and like with my purchase was that I was afraid I wouldn't like the color of the boots just because they do feel like a little bit like they're not purple. Okay, like they are definitely pink, but like a little bit more of a purpley pink than the rest of her outfit. They definitely still are, but I feel like in the stock photos, it looked a little bit more jarring than it does in person. So I'm very, very happy about that. They are fabric boots also, which is super, super cool. So like they're this shiny, almost like satinish material going all the way up to her mid-thigh. And then they just have like a plastic piece kind of glued onto the bottom to be the sole of her shoe. But like the entire top portion and everything. I think there's a little bit of plastic in the toe, but it's like all fabric, which is super, super lovely. And we've got some little bows on there. And of course the soles are gold, which I think is a really nice touch. Nice. Maybe have that be in frame rain. But I think that's a really nice touch. Just that little pop of color. You don't often see it, but I like that it's there regardless. So let's pop her into her stand and give my final thoughts. Okay, there we go. So we can pop her on there and I'll even like, you see how I'm shaking her around a little bit? I mean, she's dancing. But like, you can kind of see what I mean by saying that saddle stand is quite secure. Let me actually grab, like for comparison, here is the Haunt Couture Midnight Runway Cleo. And I mean, you can even see just me setting her up here. She kind of started to lean up a little bit. If I shake, she starts to fall out of her stand. And she has just the classic saddle stand where it goes between the legs here. It works well enough. Like, I have her on display and it's fine, but definitely this Barbie is significantly more secure with her kind of like thigh saddle stand. So I really do appreciate that. I like that she comes with that because it feels a little bit nicer. Like again, I'm not, some people like violently hate saddle stands and that's totally chill if that's your opinion. That's not me. Like it's kind of whatever to me, but I do appreciate how solid and how secure she feels. So final thoughts. I'm so happy I have her. I just love this doll so much. I feel like she's so Barbie. Like the color scheme is really, really working. Looking at the camera, I feel like she's not appearing quite as pink on camera as she is in person. So imagine her just like a shade and a half pinker. That's very specific. But no, I do feel like because of the pink, she does feel very Barbie, very like quintessential Barbie to me. And I really, really love that. But also just everything about her feels so tailored to me. I love like historical fashions and like medieval inspired fashions and fantasy fashions. Like all of that stuff I think is so fun, especially on dolls. It's just something that I really truly love. Most of the Barbies that I have, like aside from a couple of Playline Barbies here and there, most of the Barbies that I have are in like gowns or they are in like some sort of fantasy sort of outfit or some historical outfit. So this is right up my alley, 100%. I love this concept for Barbie. I think it's so, so, so fun. If I had to pick a least favorite thing, it's going to be like the glove not quite being situated right. But other than that, honestly, I'm just so happy with her. Favorite thing is for sure the jewelry and also the feeling of the fabric. Like again, I kind of wish you guys could feel like have a 4D experience with this video because it does feel so nice. And I'm just really excited about this. This is a doll that I've kind of been like eagerly anticipating. I ordered her on pre-order and then she did have her shipping date delayed a couple of times. So like I have been waiting for her. Like, I have been thinking about her so much. And so to finally have her in my hands is really exciting. And also for her to like live up to the hype that I had in my head, for me to have been so excited about this doll and to have her and like not be disappointed feels so great. Like, she is just as lovely as I'd imagined. And I am just as happy to have her in my collection as I'd imagined. So huge win for me today. Definitely let me know what y'all are thinking about this doll in the comments down below. Did you also buy her? Are you maybe thinking of buying her? I didn't think she would still be in stock, but apparently she still is. Like, I checked and I'm pretty sure she's still available for purchase, at least as of time of filming. So like, are you thinking about getting her? I don't know. Just let me know your thoughts on her. I'm really excited about this. I'm excited to enter into my Barbie era because, like I said, there are a couple other dolls that I want to feature for sure. I have one also on pre-order, and then a couple more that are like Playline dolls that I want to get into. One that's kind of like a low-level collector doll that I hope restocks. I'm not going to name names because, like, if you haven't seen my other videos, I've mentioned it in like some, but if you haven't seen those, it'll be a fun little surprise. But yeah, it's cool to like have her kind of be the first Barbie in a while, and kind of ushering in this era where I think we're going to be talking about Barbie a lot more. So super fun time for me. I hope you guys were able to enjoy this unboxing. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night, or for my bee, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye guys.